Welcome back to the deep dive. Today we're really zooming out, like way out beyond just history, to get the cosmic picture behind a life that, well, it defines so much for our planet.
Yeah, we're digging into paper 120 from the source material.
Exactly. And this paper, it sort of gives us the administrative, the cosmic backstage pass, if you will.
Right. It shows what was required of Michael, the creator son of our universe, Nebadon, right before he came here to Earth, or Urantia, for his final mission.
His final bestowal, as they call it.
That's the term. And it's more than just biography. It's universal law laid bare. The narrative comes from a Melchizedek assigned by Gabriel himself, so it's got serious authority.
Okay, so what's the core mission for us today? What questions are we trying to answer?
Well, fundamentally, we need to get why this final act, living as a mortal, was absolutely necessary for him to gain full sovereignty.
Okay.
And why Urantia? Out of potentially thousands of worlds, why this one?
Our little corner of the universe.
Exactly. And maybe most importantly, what did he actually have to give up? What was required of him to fulfill this paradise mandate?
It sounds like a huge deal, organizationally. Just to make one lifetime happen seems to involve a lot of moving parts at the universe level.
Oh, absolutely. And a key figure in making that happen is Emmanuel of Salvington, the Union of Days.
Emmanuel, so he's the representative of the Paradise Trinity right here in Nebadon.
Precisely. He's like the embodiment of that divine connection locally. His name even means God with us, which is, well, pretty fitting for the one who holds things together when the Creator's Son is away.
That makes sense. And the source gives this amazing detail, this number.
Ah, yes. 611,121.
Right. Emmanuel has that designation. But so do Michael, the Creator's Son, and the Universe Mother Spirit.
It's fascinating, isn't it?
Yeah.
It strongly suggests they were, like, created or assigned almost simultaneously. A foundational team for this specific local universe, Nebadon, number 611,121.
A cosmic management team, basically.
You could say that.
Yeah.
It shows how structured things are. Yeah. Now, usually, Emmanuel's role is advisory. He only steps in when asked.
But not during these bestowals.
No, during Michael's 7 bestowals, especially the final one, it flips. Emmanuel gets handed the reins. Full control, administration, everything, while Michael's unavailable.
Wow. So he's not just keeping the seat warm, he's literally running the universe.
Correct.
Yeah.
Which brings us back to the why. Why was this field assignment, this bestowal, needed in the first place? He's a creator's son, already powerful, right?
Yeah. Why the 7 missions?
Because it's universal law, straight from paradise. The rule is every single creator's son in the book says there is 700,000 of them across all the universes.
700,000. That's mind-boggling.
It is. Each one must complete 7 bestowals to earn full supreme sovereignty over their own creation, their local universe. It's not like an optional extra credit thing.
Mandatory. Is it about proving loyalty, or is it more like data collection, experience gathering?
It's kind of both, but the weight is definitely on the experience. The mandate says they have to embrace lives identical to those they impose upon their intelligent creations.
Live like us, basically.
Exactly. So for Michael, these 7 lives had a dual purpose.
Okay, let's break that down. What were the 2 goals?
First, simply fulfilling that requirement, gaining creature understanding, experiencing life from the inside, not just observing it, shedding the divine perks and just living.
Right. And the second?
The second goal was about elevating his rule, qualifying him for what the source calls supreme administration, ruling not just by his inherent right as a creator, but with the wisdom that comes from shared experience, like the supreme being rules.
So it's about the quality of his sovereignty, experience wisdom over just, well, raw power.
Precisely. It makes his authority legitimate in a deeper way. It's earned through understanding, not just status.
That's a powerful concept. And the way he gained this understanding was through this 7-fold path. Subordination.
The 7-fold path of subordination. Yes. Each of the previous 6 bestowals involved subjecting himself to different combinations of the will of the Paradise Trinity, the Father, Son, and Spirit.
Why all the different combinations? Why not just, submit to the whole Trinity once?
Well, think about it. The Trinity represents the total divine will, right?
Yeah.
To be supreme, Michael couldn't just reflect his own perspective or even just one aspect of God. He had to fully understand and embody every permutation of that divine will.
Ah, I see. So each bestowal was like focusing on a different facet of God's government?
Kind of. A deliberate exercise. First, it was a combined will of Father, Son, and Spirit.
Okay, all 3.
Then, the will of the Father and Son,
2,
then Father and Spirit,
3,
then Son and Spirit.
4. That couples the pairs and the trio. What about the last 3?
The last 3 focused on the individual aspects. 5th, the will of the infinite Spirit alone.
Right.
6th, the will of the eternal Son alone. And finally, the 7th bestowal, the one here on Urantia, that was about subjecting himself only to the will of the universal Father.
Just the Father. Wow. That completes the set then. Every possible angle.
It's incredibly thorough. It guarantees a complete experiential grasp of the divine nature from every perspective.
Okay, so that explains the why and the how of the 7 bestowals, but why Urantia for the big finale? After 6 presumably successful missions, why pick, well, us? Our rather messy planet.
Well, the sources say Michael looked over all the planets in Nebadon, and he specifically chose Urantia because it was such a challenge. It's described as a disordered and disturbed planet.
Disordered and disturbed. What made us stand out in such a negative way?
Several things. We'd already had the Caligasti Rebellion, which messed things up locally.
Right, the planetary prince issue.
Exactly. And then even bigger, Urantia was one of the 37 planets caught up in the massive Lucifer Rebellion. We were, frankly, cut off, lacking proper guidance, spiritually and administratively chaotic.
So it was the ultimate test case. If he could succeed here.
He could handle anything his universe could throw at him. It proved his mastery over even the most difficult situations.
And Nebadon itself is young.
Right.
Only about a third developed.
Yeah, about 34% complete, the sources say. So it's a young universe, still settling down in some ways. Adds another layer of complexity to achieving stable sovereignty.
Okay, so the final preparations must have been intense.
They were critical.
Hmm?
Michael had his conference with Gabriel, the chief executive, handed off duties. Anything Gabriel didn't take went straight to Emmanuel. Smooth transition was key.
And then there's the safeguard. From the ancients of days. That sounds important.
Hugely important. This is one of the most reassuring parts. The Ancients of Days, who rule the super-universe, basically decreed that Michael's realm, Nebadon, would be kept safe during his 33 years here.
How could they guarantee that?
Because only the Ancients of Days have the authority to, well, terminate beings like Lucifer or Caligasti if they cause trouble again. Their decree meant any new rebellion during Michael's vulnerable time on Urantia would be shut down immediately by higher powers.
Wow, that really underscores how vulnerable he was choosing to be.
Absolutely. And that brings us to the way he incarnated. This is where it gets really, really different from the others.
How so? The first 6 bestowals he arrived as
a fully developed being, an adult, ready to go, essentially.
But not this time.
No. Emmanuel himself pointed out the massive difference. The source actually gives us a quote from Emmanuel to Michael, saying something like, "Now you are about to appear, not as a fully developed mortal, but as a helpless babe. This, my comrade, will be a new and untried experience for you."
Just pause on that. A being of immense power and consciousness, the creator of universes, choosing to become a helpless baby, starting from scratch.
Total vulnerability. Learning to walk, talk, everything. Paying the absolute full price of bestowal right from conception through infancy, childhood.
It wasn't just about experiencing adulthood, it was the whole journey.
The whole thing. It guaranteed his understanding of mortality was complete, utterly comprehensive. No shortcuts. He lived it all.
So, after going through all the 7 subordinations, the ultimate surrender as a human baby on a troubled world, what's the payoff? What does he actually gain?
Supreme sovereignty. But it's a sovereignty transformed. It's based now on perfect, lived understanding.
How does the source describe that?
It says his authority now embodies both the 7-fold viewpoint of paradise deity, understanding God's will from all angles, and the creature viewpoint of time and space. He gets both sides perfectly.
Divinity and humanity fused in his experience.
Exactly. So his power isn't just theoretical or positional anymore. It comes from deep, compassionate, experienced association with his creations. It's unlimited because it's rooted in reality.
And this isn't just about Michael, is it? The scale is huge. 7 bestowals times 700,000 creator sons.
That's 4.9 million unique divine bestowal experiences across the grand universe. And all that experience, that understanding, it doesn't just stay with the sons. It contributes to the growth of the Supreme Being.
So our experiences, mirrored in Michael's life, actually ripple upwards.
That's the implication. And it highlights the dual revelation aspect of Michael's life here.
Dual revelation? How so?
Well, first, Michael gained his complete understanding of us, of mortal life ascending towards God. That's the upward view.
Okay.
But second, we received a perfect revelation of God's character, expressed through a human life. And a perfect example of how a human can live, that's the downward view. God revealed in humanity.
It's like a two-way mirror. He sees us, we see God through him.
Perfectly put. It's a reciprocal gift. Which leads to a really profound, maybe slightly challenging idea about our own lives.
Go on.
The source suggests that even if someone, an individual mortal, chooses not to spiritually survive, chooses not to continue their eternal journey, their life experience isn't wasted.
Really? How?
The experience itself, the data, the lessons learned through that life, still contribute to the experiential growth of the Supreme Being. Your life has cosmic value, regardless of your personal eternal outcome. The universe learns from every life lived.
Wow. That's quite something to think about. No experience is ever truly lost.
Seems that way.
So let's try and wrap this up. We've seen Michael's journey to sovereignty wasn't automatic. It was mandated, required 7 acts of deep learning through subordination, and culminated right here on Urantia with him living a complete human life from infancy on a really challenging world.
He earned it the hard way. The only way, according to universal law, for creator sons.
The most powerful being in our local universe chose the path of ultimate humility and vulnerability to gain his authority.
Right. Which leaves us with a final thought, doesn't it? If the creator son himself had to earn his supreme authority by humbling himself, by living among the lowest order of intelligent beings to truly understand, what does that say about power?
That true power comes from understanding, from compassion, from shared experience, not just from position or force.
Exactly. And if the highest being needs creature experience to gain that ultimate understanding, well, think about how crucial your own, maybe seemingly small, limited, imperfect mortal life actually is. How much your experience matters to the growth and maturation of the entire cosmic whole.
Our struggles aren't just personal. They're part of a much larger tapestry. They're seen and maybe even in some way utilized.
Something to definitely ponder.